Hello and welcome to today's first free Vision Tune-Up Tuesday. My name is Nathan Oxenfeld with Integral Eyesight Improvement here in Asheville, North Carolina. And I'm in quarantine here, as you probably are as well. And so I decided I wanted to begin offering some free online live streams throughout the month of April in 2020. As the name implies, it's going to be every Tuesday, free Vision Tune-Up Tuesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern US time. So just want to thank those of you who are here with me live. These are also going to be recorded and posted as replays on my YouTube channel as well, in case you can't make any of these in real time. But the purpose of these is actually to just get together and spend some time going through some vision training practices together. So each week is going to have a theme, and I'm going to guide you through about 10 or 15 minutes of vision practices regarding that theme. For example, today's theme is going to be relaxation, and some other things we're going to cover moving forward are things like movement and central fixation and eye charts and lots of really great topics. So these are just going to be short little meetings, but a chance to check in and actually participate and experience these vision practices together. So we're going to just dive right in. Actually, I did want to mention that I want these videos to be really practice oriented, not talking the whole time. So I will save about 5 minutes or so at the end just to have a little Q&A section if you do have any particular questions about what we covered in the videos. But we're just going to dive in and do the practices together, and then we'll have other opportunities to chat or go over questions and answers as well. So today's theme is relaxation. And you might be wondering, well, Nathan, how am I supposed to relax? We're in the middle of a global pandemic right now. There's a lot of stress and fear and anxiety in the world. And that's why it's actually so important right now to be relaxing even more. So we're going to go through a few really simple ways to relax and actually experience the relaxation today, starting with the breath. Now, what we're going to start off with is actually just some yawning. And if you haven't already, if you want to remove your glasses or remove your contacts, these practices are meant to be done with the naked eye, no artificial lenses. We're actually trying to see if we can notice any kind of change or improvement in our vision as we relax more and more. So watch me yawn, maybe pretend to yawn. Sometimes you have to fake it to make it. But I want you to try it maybe 5 or 10 times until you really get a big yawn coming through. And if you want to make the sound, sometimes even just hearing that sound will initiate the yawning to happen. And even after just yawning a few times, I'm already noticing my eyes are already more lubricated. So a lot of people experience dry eyes, especially on the computer screen when we're not blinking enough. So if you're yawning just a couple times, it's like you're giving yourself eye drops. You don't need artificial eye drops. You're producing tears naturally. So I actually encourage you to yawn throughout the rest of our meeting today. Once you start it, it's actually kind of hard to stop it once you start getting into that relaxation feeling. But this isn't the only breath we're going to do today, because Dr. Bates, who was the eye doctor who developed the Bates method and natural vision improvement, actually studied the breath and figured out what was the most relaxing breath for your eyes. So yawning is really nice, but he actually found that sighing is the most relaxing breath. And there's lots of different ways you can sigh. You can just do a regular kind of basic sigh. But I personally do a descending tone. So I start kind of high and then I slowly go down. So it sounds like, and you can do this with your mouth open. You can do it with your mouth closed, like you're just humming. But if you try it with me, if you actually make this sound, you can actually feel the vibrations in your head. Might even feel them in your eyes, starting to kind of vibrate the cells, and that can kind of relax your whole system. Nice. So even just in 5 minutes, just with a few breaths, yawning and sighing, you can already maybe feel a change in how you felt 5 minutes ago. Physiologically, your whole nervous system can actually calm down and relax a little bit. So I encourage you to keep connecting with your breath, maybe keep sighing or yawning as we move forward and try a couple other relaxation things together today. Now, breathing, I want you to think about as like one of the fastest and most direct ways to achieve that relaxed state for your whole body, not just your eyes, but for head to toe. It's a really full body kind of thing. But now we're going to start to actually hone in more on the eyes specifically, because according to Dr. Bates, when we relax our eyes, it relaxes the rest of the body. There's sort of this systemic connection there. So if our eyes are tight and tense and hypervigilant and kind of strained, then a lot of the other muscles in the head, the neck, the shoulders, the back, the chest, other parts of the body might be also in that vigilant, tension, strained state. However, if we get the eyes to be nice and soft and relaxed and fluid, then the other muscles and tendons and nerves in the body also tend to take on this more relaxed state. So our first relaxation practice for the eyes is going to be our palming practice. This weekend, I did a little palming party on Instagram Live, which was a lot of fun and guided through a sort of a longer, more extended palming session with a visualization. So I might be able to upload the replay of that onto YouTube as well. But for now, we're going to do a short little palming practice. And what I'm going to do is actually use a palming board. So this is just a simple little instrument to support my elbows. So I'm going to put it on my desk here. Since I'm standing, I don't want to just be like this and just letting my hands float. My arms and shoulders are going to get tired. So I need to rest my elbows on my palming board. So I'd encourage you to find somewhere to rest your elbows, maybe on the desk. If you're on your desktop computer, you can rest your elbows on your desk surface. If you're on your phone or tablet, maybe go find some pillows or something to get nice and comfortable. I want you to get your elbows supported. But before we palm, usually we like to rub our hands together. And you've been hearing a lot about washing hands as well. Make sure your hands are clean and washed and you're not touching your face unnecessarily. But palming does require touching the face with our palms. We're going to be covering our eyes with our palms. The center of the palm goes right over the center of the eye. The fingers overlap over the forehead. Once again, I've got my elbows supported here, and I'm sinking into this comfortable palming position. So I am not touching my eyes. I'm not putting pressure on my eyes. I'm simply using my hands to block 100% of the light. So my eyes are open right now. I'm looking around in a circle. I can't see any light leaking through. I can feel my eyelashes touching my hands, but my eyes are completely free to move around, to be open, to be closed, to blink, whatever. From now, I'm going to close my eyes. I invite you to close your eyes. It makes it even darker. Get nice and comfortable. Relax your shoulders. Maybe this is a good chance to reconnect with your breath if you want to do another yawn or a couple more sighs to kind of settle into your palming. And what I want you to do is start to notice not only how you're feeling, but kind of what you're thinking about or what you might be imagining or seeing. Your eyes are not physically seeing anything because you're blocking them with your hands, but that doesn't mean that your mind stops seeing things. You don't just have your two physical eyeballs, you also have your mind's eye, your inner vision, your insight. So palming, putting the palms over the eyes, is physically relaxing to your eye organs, but that's not enough. We need to also relax our mind. So how do we do that? Well, we provide our mind with a simple and relaxing mental picture. And I call this your touchstone. I call it your touchstone because it's something that you can keep coming back to and touching and reconnecting with just by thinking about it, and it actually creates relaxation. And everybody ends up having their own touchstone. So no two people here today are going to have the same touchstone. You can also just think about this as your happy place or a pleasant, happy memory. It can be anything in the world. It can be a person. It can be a place. It could be a pet. could be an object, it could be a memory or an experience or a food. It could be a scene from nature. It could be your favorite character from a movie or a TV show. It doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is that when you think about it, you notice that you might start to smile a little bit. It kind of cheers you up. It kind of puts you in a good mood. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside when you think about your touchstone. It brings you into this place of mental calm and peace, feeling like everything's going to be okay because you're thinking about one of your favorite things in the whole world right now. And one example I give a lot for my touchstone is my old dog, Carl. It was really easy for me to picture Carl because I used to see him every day and would play with him and knew exactly what he looked like. And so it was no effort or strain for me to think about him or even create this mental picture or almost a mental movie of him wagging his tail or panting with his little pink tongue out or chasing a stick or a squirrel or something. So what is your version of Carl? What is your version of your touchstone that is coming up today? And it's okay if nothing comes up right now. You know, you can always come back to it and figure it out another time because you're still getting benefit from palming right now. But when you are able to really just relax your mind on your touchstone just for a few moments, even if it's just for a few seconds, it can really replace any kind of mental strain or stress or fear or anxiety with this opposite feeling of mental calm and mental peace and mental optimism. So we're going to come back to this again at the end of our class, but for now we're going to slowly transition out of palming. And the way to do that is to keep the eyes closed, but slowly remove your palms from your face. You want to let your eyes readjust to the light. So you don't want to just open your eyes up immediately. You want to let the light land on your closed eyelids. And instead of just opening up and leaving your eyes open, I'm going to ask you to flash your eyes open as if you were taking a picture with your eyelids. So you open up the shutter for just a fraction of a second, and then they're closed again. And you're kind of developing the picture mentally. Then you move your camera or you move your head into a different position. So you're going to take a picture of something else. You flash your eyes open, then they're closed again. No effort, no strain, no trying to focus or see anything in particular. You're just flashing your eyelids open, and then right when they're open, they're already closed again, and you're taking another little break. So what we're doing is we're attempting to take this relaxed feeling that we got from palming. We're trying to carry that over from eyes closed into eyes open. We're not even really trying. We're just experimenting to see, hey, is it possible to maintain this soft, relaxed feeling even as I open up briefly and then close in a little reverse blink? And after you take a couple pictures around the room, then you can just open your eyes and kind of leave them open and just kind of scan around and just notice if there's any kind of effect or any change in the way that you're feeling, the way that you're breathing, the way that you're seeing. Because remember, the purpose of these relaxation techniques is actually to improve the vision. So you might check in and notice, is there any kind of difference in the colors and the brightness and the vividness and the clarity and the sharpness? Maybe your depth perception is a little bit more noticeable. And they might be subtle changes, right? They might not be these huge improvements, but even a tiny little improvement counts. And each little one compiles up and builds into bigger improvements with practice. So hopefully you were able to kind of conjure up or connect with some sort of touchstone today. We're going to, like I said, come back to that in just a moment to finish up with. But I did want to touch on one more thing in our first Vision Tune-Up Tuesday today, which we're going to get more into in the following weeks. You probably don't have this yet because I just added it to my website today. But after we finish up today, I would invite you to go to integraleyesight.com/live, and I'll be putting links to that underneath the replay of this video. There you're going to find a PDF of an eye chart, an ABC eye chart. So it's just the alphabet. And I'm going to want you to print this out because you and I are going to be learning how to use eye charts as a way to relax and see more clearly. So you don't need this today, but I do want to just inform you about it. And I do want to address it because you might be wondering, wait a minute, I thought you said today was about relaxing. And now you're talking about an eye chart. That's not very relaxing. You know, a lot of people actually stress out and strain when they see an eye chart, or even when they just think about an eye chart. They usually associate it with the eye doctor or getting a vision problem, or, you know, it's just not looked at with relaxation. Therefore, if you want to learn how to see more clearly in a more relaxed way, you need to learn how to relax when looking at eye charts. And so what I've done, just by changing it from a standard Snellen test card like you see at the eye doctor to a custom one, has already helped you with that, because you don't really necessarily know what the Snellen eye chart says. But even before you saw this chart, you already knew what it said because it's just the alphabet. You know the alphabet. So this takes all the stress out of reading an eye chart because it's not a test. This is not a testing tool. This is actually a vision building tool. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to not only print this out, but actually start to look at it and kind of study it. And I know you already know the alphabet, but you don't necessarily know how I've laid the alphabet out onto this chart. So essentially what I want you to do to get ready for our next vision tune-up and the next one in the several weeks is actually to start to sort of implant this chart into your memory, into your mind, so that when you close your eyes, you can actually remember and picture and imagine and visualize what this chart says from top to bottom. Because what we're going to do in our vision tune-ups is try experimenting, if you're nearsighted, putting it at a distance where it's more difficult to see and it's blurrier, but you're using your mind and your mental relaxation to help you physically focus on it better. Or if you're farsighted, I'm going to also create a smaller version of this so you can hold it up close to improve your near vision as well. So I'll be explaining this more in future vision tune-ups here on the YouTube live videos, but I just wanted to make you aware of that and kind of give you a little homework assignment to actually print that eye chart out and actually start to memorize it. And this is going to make a lot more sense when I explain it more in our vision tune-up on that topic. But for now, I want you to come back into palming for just another moment. And you can either rub your hands back together or just place your palms back on your eyes. So I'm gonna kind of get that process started for you right now. So just think in your mind about one piece of paper, white piece of paper. At the very top, there's the big letter A. That's the first line. Then the second line has two letters on it, B and C. Then below that, you've got the third line, which is D, E, F. Then below that, you've got the fourth line, which is G, H, I, J, K. Then the fifth line is L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Then the sixth line is even smaller, and it is S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And then the very bottom line is the letters A through P. Goes not quite all the way through the alphabet, stops at P. But those are the smallest letters down at the very bottom. And so don't worry about creating this, perfect image of it in your mind right now. That's kind of what we're working on together, and it will develop over this month. But this is the process of actually picturing the chart mentally with your eyes closed. And just notice how that makes you feel. What kind of feeling do you feel right now thinking about the eye chart while palming versus when you're thinking about your touchstone? Maybe the touchstone felt a little bit more relaxing. Maybe the eye chart brought up some strain or some stress, or maybe it wasn't as easy. So this is one of our goals, is if we can get the eye chart to be as easy and relaxing as the touchstone, then we've made some big progress, because we're going to be able to maintain that relaxation, not just mentally, but physically as well, which will help us read the eye chart more clearly. So let go of the eye chart, reconnect with your touchstone. Remember, it's called the touchstone because we keep coming back and touching it. We keep reminding ourselves about it, and it keeps making us feel happy and calm and relaxed. Now, this is a great thing to do when your eyes are closed or when you're palming, but to finish up today, I'm going to invite you to actually let your touchstone out of your head. It's not just inside, we're going to let it out. So once again, slowly transition out of palming. Keep your eyes closed to let your eyes readjust to the light. Maybe take a couple little pictures, little eye pictures or reverse blinks around the room before you just open your eyes back up and leave them open. And as you look around your room again after palming, can you keep thinking about your touchstone? Can you keep that memory strong in your mind? Your inner vision is active, even though your outer vision is the main thing you're paying attention to. So you can either just remember your touchstone. So right now I'm just kind of remembering my dog Carl in the back of my head as I'm just looking around my room. Or if you want to have even more fun with it, you can actually project it out and actually imagine your touchstone on the surface of what you're looking at. So I'm actually imagining a little miniature dog running around on my computer screen right now as I'm looking around. Or if I look out the window, now there's a dog out in Asheville hopping from one building to another building. It's just imaginary, but it's a way for you to stay connected with your relaxation even when your eyes are open, not just when they're closed or when you're doing the palming. So today was just all about how do we relax our body with our breathing, how do we relax our eyes with our palming, and most importantly, how do we relax our mind with the visualization, the memory, the imagination, and these mental pictures and mental movies. So that's going to do it for today's first Vision Tune-Up Tuesday. Next time, we're going to have another chance to go through and learn some new practices and try some different things out. You can always go back and rewatch this if you want a little refresher on anything we did. If you have any suggestions or things you want me to cover or talk about, definitely let me know. This one did go a little bit over time just because it's our first one, and I wanted a little time at the beginning just to kind of introduce and explain what's going on in the concept here. And I do want to just hang around for another minute or two just to check through the comments here to see if anybody has any specific questions about what we covered today with relaxation, breathing, palming, or visualizing. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone here live with me today. This is awesome. This is my first YouTube live, so it's working well so far. I'm looking forward to doing more of these. Cool. So awesome. Someone says they're doing the daily routine video. Some of my other YouTube videos have some of these practices in them. So if we do a practice in one of these vision tune-ups you're not sure about, you can always go through my library and my archive to see if there's a separate video that actually goes deeper into teaching that practice. Yep, and yeah, you can, hey Bethany, so you hopped in here for a minute and then had to go, but yeah, the replay will be available on YouTube, and I'll probably be putting them up on my main website, integraleyesight.com as well. Yeah, and Vin was mentioning the documentary. We are putting out a natural vision improvement documentary this year called Vision 2020, from Eyesight to Insight. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming out within the next couple months, if not sooner. And Maurizio says hello. He's one of the teachers that I interviewed for the documentary, so you'll get a chance to meet him in that film. Yep, I'm only using my glasses for driving. Yep, so you definitely want to use those glasses when you need them, especially when you need to be safe and smart, like when you're driving. But otherwise, if you're at home, some people are actually using this quarantine as an opportunity to use their glasses less because they don't have to drive as much and they're staying home and they can spend more time without their glasses. Let's see. Christina says, can glaucoma be healed with this treatment? So the Bates method is not just for myopia or presbyopia or astigmatism, basic blurry vision. It can also benefit other issues and eye diseases, including glaucoma and cataracts and macular degeneration. As you felt today, relaxation is good for everything. It's not just good for your eyes, it's important for healing. And my vision teacher, Dr. Jerry Ann Tabor, always told me that the Bates method, the main purpose of it is not actually just to see more clearly. The main purpose of it is actually to open up all the channels of your eyes. So that increases your blood flow and your lymph flow and your fluid exchange and your energy flow. So your eyes are actually healing from all different types of issues when they're getting access to more circulation. So that's kind of the purpose of the palming, is the darkness and the heat opens up those channels. You get some more blood flow up to the eyes. And then when you open back up, your vision might actually be functioning even better than before. So yeah, I do think that palming is a really smart practice to be doing, and mental relaxation as a way to manage your eye pressures naturally. Obviously, if it's been recommended to use drops or some other procedure, you want to take the advice of the eye doctor, but these are really nice complements to the conventional approach. All right, so let's see. Oops, lost my place there. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, I do meditations for 15 minutes daily, and sometimes I get a clear flash immediately after. That's exactly right. I've had the same experience where even when you're not doing the Bates method or vision training stuff, but you're just focusing your mind and working on relaxing and finding that calm and peace, that can also create more clear vision right after doing a meditation. So definitely keep, doing other things that complement this vision training as well. It just really adds on more and more. Yeah, I'm actually similar. Last time I had full clear vision was in 3rd grade. Now I'm 29. So yeah, I got my glasses in about 3rd grade and wore them until my 20s. And even though it's been a while, it's not too late. You can still get that clarity back that you had before you got glasses, if not even better. Cool. So, oh, hey, Fabrizio. Yep. Thank you for the chart. I made this eye chart here and added some nature scenes around it as one strategy to help me relax while looking at the eye chart. Because, like I said before, looking at just a regular eye chart might not be the most relaxing thing, but looking at a field of flowers and a blue sky is kind of relaxing. So I would look at my chart until I would start to stress and strain, and then I would look at the nature. I would look at the pink flowers and the sky, and that would kind of calm me back down. And then I would come back to the chart, and I would try and carry that relaxation with me to the chart. So glad you noticed that. Let's see. Yep, this stuff can potentially help with floaters as well. And I can't really say whether or not that has any connection to retinal detachment. Definitely would have you go get checked out by an eye doctor about that. Yeah, somebody's asking about any certified Bates teachers in Spanish because you live in Mexico. Hey, Luis, yeah. There are plenty of Spanish-speaking Bates teachers, some of which are here in the YouTube live right now. So we've got some teacher directories at naturalvisionteachers.com and seeing.org. You can look up to see if there's any teachers in your area locally or that you could reach out to and work with online. Oh, and somebody beat me to it, said that there's a Facebook group. Yeah, cool. Yes, you may do this in dim light. You can try it in all different types of environments, lighting conditions, morning, afternoon, evening. This stuff works any time of the day. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming. What I would say is bad is when you do it with your eyes open and you stare. So if you're just like staring out the window and you're daydreaming, then that's not really good for your eyes. But if you palm while you daydream, then you're getting that visualization happening and you're resting and relaxing your eyes. So I wouldn't say stop daydreaming. I would say just a palm while you do it. Right. Coming towards the end here. Oh, cool. Somebody here from one of my previous online courses a few years back. Asking about blue light glasses. That's actually a topic of I'm going to be doing a whole video and a podcast about that whole topic. So I'll be going more into that. But the one that I use is called Raw Optics, RA. That's just my personal preference. I find them to be really high quality blue blocking glasses, but they're a little expensive. So there are more affordable ones as well out there. But I like the Raw Optics. And I also use Flux or Iris, the software is on my computer to take the blue light out as well. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate it. Excited about these live YouTube videos as well. It should be a new regular thing moving forward. Hey, Annette. Awesome. Cool. So, oh, hey, Christopher. Awesome that you were able to clearly see and visualize the first 3 lines of letters. What we're going to be doing moving forward is just getting that whole chart into your mind there. It's going to be super easy to picture that mentally. Oh, hey, Beata. Beata and I taught a vision retreat in British Columbia last year. 2 years ago at this point now. Awesome. Yeah, we'll I got your message. We'll reconnect soon. That'd be awesome. All right, glad to hear some people were actually feeling some of that nice relaxation. Oh, and Namanja asked about Dr. Bates's book, Perfect Sight Without Glasses. Yep, it was published in 1920. They're asking about what month. I'm not totally sure. I was curious about that as well. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like a 100-year anniversary to the month, not just to the whole year, but I might have to look into that. Oh, nice. Susan got a whole nother line down on the eye chart today. Really good. See how short and fast this stuff can work? I mean, we've only been together for 30 minutes now, and we just did a little bit of breathing and palming and visualizing and relaxing, and people are getting these benefits and improvements in such a short period of time. And even if they're just temporary at first, if you do this every day, they start to become more permanent. So really, really exciting. Awesome. And yes, I do really hope to come back to British Columbia once all these travel bans get lifted and we can travel and socialize again as well. JB, the website to get this eye chart is integraleyesight.com/live. And like I said, I'll be actually I can just type that in right now. Comments. Cool. And yeah, you can totally palm before sleeping. I would encourage you to palm your eyes right when you wake up in the morning before you get out of bed. Just put your hands on your eyes. And as you're falling asleep in bed at night, palm again. You can do it lying down on your back in bed, get nice and comfortable. You might even fall asleep while you're doing it. Cool. And like I said, these vision tune-ups, we are going to be not just doing palming. It's not going to be the same one every time. It's going to be a little different every time because I'm going to be showing you there's going to be a different theme each time, and I'm going to show you different practices that address that theme. So today's was about relaxation. We've got some other cool ones coming up in the next 3 weeks. And like I said, this may just continue on beyond the month of April into the month of May. I want to provide these for you moving forward. So that's going to do it for today. I really appreciate all of you here with me live today, and those of you watching the replay, thank you so much. And I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, April 14th, 2020, at 2 p.m. Eastern US time. And until then, have fun relaxing, and I will see you next week.